Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's DIY Wednesday video, we were supposed to be out in the garage like building an amazing outdoor Halloween decoration, but guys, I got the COVID and it's been real bad, like real bad. And that's why we're not in the garage, because I'm on the tail end of it. I did stay home from work for about a week and I just can't seem to like kick it. I've never had the COVID before. And let me tell you something, if you've never had it, thank your lucky stars, because it is miserable. I mean, I am out of breath just feeding the cats. Like bending down and standing back up just to fill their cat bowls gets me winded. I could barely get myself up off the couch. And as much as I want to be in the garage doing an amazing Halloween DIY, I just don't think that's very smart. So I saw a comment from KatieKay the other day, and she had mentioned that this was her 6th Halloween with me and the channel, and I thought, let's commemorate that. Let's take a look down 6 years of Halloween DIY memory lanes and rank them. Because I also saw a comment from someone that I did end up replying to, but I took offense to it. They said that YouTubers make these DIYs and they don't really keep them. It's just for the video. All the DIYs are pretty much crap and they just go in the garbage after the video's over. Well, guess what? That's not true in my case, and we're gonna rank them to find out. Now, I probably have gotten rid of some of the Halloween DIYs that I've made over the last 6 years, but for the majority, I decorate my house with them every single year. So I'm gonna go through the last 6 years of Halloween DIYs, and I'm gonna let you guys know which ones I kept, which ones I think you guys should make, and which ones maybe might have not have been that good and we could all just like forget about them. So I made my little ranking chart. First we have Super Spooktacular. That's the highest tier. It is the best DIY ever. You all should make it if you haven't done so already. So if something gets ranked in Super Spooktacular, that Halloween DIY is a winner. Next we have Wickedly Witchy. Not as super spooktacular, but pretty darn close. For level 3, we have Creepy Cobweb. That is, the DIY was pretty good. I might still have it, but I probably could have improved on it, and it's not like the best. Our 4th category is Ghastly Ghoul. Now this one is, maybe I didn't throw it away exactly, but maybe I don't put it out. Maybe I'm hanging on to it for like sentimental value, but it's not really part of my Halloween decor anymore. That's what the tier Ghastly Ghoul means. It's like, it was an okay DIY, but it wasn't my best work. And then our last category is Horrible Haunt. I mean, it's in the name. It was horrible and we all know it. And it ended up in the garbage after the DIY was done. So now that we know all of our rankings, let's take our trip down memory lane. So the first DIY I ever did on this channel 6 years ago was titled Dollar Tree Halloween DIY. And in this DIY, I made a very tall, I think it's like 5 feet tall, beware sign for the front entry of the house. And I made it out of all Dollar Tree products. This one is not gonna be difficult. Like literally, I don't even have shoes on. We just have very few supplies. It's gonna be easy and it's gonna be Halloween decor. I used the Dollar Tree signs that they have that are made out of that like thin like particle board. I taped and glued them all together onto a Dollar Tree broomstick so that it could stand up. I painted it, and then I sponge painted the word beware on the front of it in orange. And let me just tell you something. I still have that DIY. I still put it on my front porch to this very day. Check it out. Look at the detail in our like fence boards. Put an uplight on this baby. And that's a spooky Halloween time. And I say, if you guys haven't made yourself a spooky beware Halloween sign out of Dollar Tree signs and a broom handle, you should. Because this DIY was super spooktacular. The next DIY I made for the channel was my life-size mummy. Look what we are gonna make today. We're gonna make the mummy. So I'm excited. Now, I'll be really honest with you. I made this mummy a long time ago, before the channel even existed. And in this DIY video, I showed you guys how to make the mummy by taking apart my original mummy and then remaking it. I still have the mummy. I still put it by my front door. Every kid that comes up to my door trick-or-treating wants to take a picture in front of the mummy. Everybody loves the mummy. My issue with the mummy is that it looks like a shrunken head mummy. The skeleton head that I used, I think it was just from the Dollar Tree, so it's not like a life-size like skeleton head, and the body of the mummy is life-size. The mummy is as tall as I am. I just made it out of wood, and then I put batting around it, and then I ripped up some like muslin and wrapped it like a mummy. But the skeleton head that I used, it's like this. To this day, even though I put it out by my front door every single Halloween, I still complain about the shrunken headness of it. And I was complaining about it recently when I was out getting the houses for the houses that Davis and I decorated. I found a better skeleton head, and I did purchase it because I need to get rid of the shrunken head mummy. I haven't done it yet, but now I feel like I have a skeleton head that's a little bit more proportional to the body. I think it's a great DIY. I think that I can improve upon my DIY. And if you guys make it, I would say find yourself a better head so you don't feel like you've made a shrunken head mummy. So that said, I think my mummy is going to go in the wickedly witchy category. Next up, it is the We Can Make That Spooky Halloween Rose and Skull DIY. I remember this one. I got the idea, I think I saw it at the Big Lots maybe? That really amazing urn with the skull head and the red roses that we saw for, I want to say it was $20 from the Big Lots. We took some terracotta pots, I glued them together to make it more like an urn. Oh, I got real carried away on that one. I got hot glue dripping everywhere. Center her up, press it on down. I stone painted them, and then I got some skeleton heads from the Dollar Tree. I spray painted those, and I put like rhinestones and diamonds on them, arranged them in like a floral centerpiece. And let me tell you what, yes, I still have them. I still put them up. I love them. It was a really easy DIY. It was super, super cost effective. And they look, while I don't have a mantle at this house, I put them on either side of my TV cabinet. And I'm telling you guys, that was a great DIY. So great, in fact, we are putting it in the super spooktacular category. Our next Halloween DIY was titled 3 Last-Minute Halloween Decor DIY Ideas. Now, I had to scrub through the video to remember what we made last minute, and 1 out of the 3 I still have. I made a spider in like a frame on like a candlestick pedestal, which I love and I still have. Then I made a wreath out of twigs and rubber spiders, which, no, I didn't keep that one. I think that one stayed for that Halloween, and then that was it. I believe I kept the wreath and used it the next Halloween. We might stumble upon it in one of these next videos coming up here with bats. The snake wreath, not my favorite. And then the other wreath we made was, I remember it being a disaster area. I know that I just wasted all the money on it. I made the wreath out of the Dollar Tree Halloween ornaments. That was a shit show. This was a pain in my ass. It took way longer than it should have. You know the little finial thing that the ornament like goes into? Anytime you pressed on one, it would pop off. It was way too many ornaments needed to cover the wreath. It was a pain in the ass to put together. Whoops. Yeah, I don't even know what happened to that. I don't even think it made it past this video. That said, if we only got 1 winner out of 3, I think we gotta put these last minute Halloween DIYs. Yeah, we need to put it in Horrible Haunt. If I got rid of 2 out of the 3 DIYs, that's a horrible haunt in my opinion, guys. Those wreaths, No. But that spider in the frame I still have, and I still really like it, but I don't think that justifies placing this video in a higher ranking because those wreaths were really bad. Sorry about it, I can admit it, the wreaths were bad. Let's talk about your Halloween costume. I'm your host Vilma, and on today's Real Life Friday video, we're gonna discuss your Halloween costume. While we didn't technically do a DIY in this video, I did run down all of my Halloween costumes that I had made over the years. I am a firm believer in making your Halloween costumes. My mom always made our Halloween costumes growing up, and I carried that tradition on. I've made my Halloween costumes, I've made Davis's Halloween costumes, pretty much everybody's Halloween costume I have made. Now, I don't really have anywhere to be these Halloweens, so I recently, I think it was last year, I made my Halloween poncho, and that is now my go-to Halloween costume because even though I'm not going anywhere, I still want to open the door for the trick-or-treaters and be festive. While I no longer make very elaborate Halloween costumes anymore, I still do dress up, and I really think you guys should dress up too, I'm just saying. While this video wasn't a full-out Halloween DIY, it did talk about how you can make your own Halloween costumes better than you can buy at the store and for probably less expensive. That said, we are going to put this DIY in the middle of the road in creepy cobweb. I still do firmly believe in DIYing all of your Halloween costumes. And guess what? Even though I don't wear them, I still have every single Halloween costume I have ever made because you just never know. Sometimes a friend's like, oh, I need a costume last minute. And I can get out my Halloween tubs and I can say, do you want to be Cruella? Do you want to be Velma? Do you want to be a scary witch? I've got them all. I'm just saying, I didn't throw one away. Recreating high-end Pottery Barn Halloween decor. Now, I scrubbed through this video, and this is the video where I ended up taking apart the snake wreath so I could make the bat wreath from Pottery Barn. I've since removed those bats. The twig wreath that I painted black, I still have and I still put up. It's just plain now. It doesn't have snakes on it. It doesn't have bats on it. It doesn't have anything on it. It's just black twigs. Maybe wreaths just aren't my jam because after I make them, I end up getting rid of them. It's probably a sign that I shouldn't really be making wreaths anymore. They never make it past 1 year of putting up. But I also made floating candles where you tie the candles onto fishing line. I screwed them onto a board so that I could hang them outside under my eave and have these mysterious Harry Potter floating candles.
Oh, what witchcraft is this?
That one I did hang for a couple of Halloweens and then I just stopped hanging it. The batteries kept dying in the fake candles that I had, and to be quite honest, it wasn't my favorite Halloween decor item. It really didn't go with my outdoor spooky spider cobweb situation. But at the time, it was really good and people were impressed with it. Not that it was bad, I was just tired of wasting batteries basically. And then our third DIY we made in this video were those Pottery Barn skeleton hand glasses. Those didn't turn out as great as I thought they would be. They were very, very, very fragile. I know I gave one to somebody and I only have one left. I still do put it out. I just put a votive candle in it and treat it like a votive candle holder that's got a skull hand. We made the skull hand out of air dried clay and I painted it and they turned out really, really nice, but they're super fragile. And I think I broke one. I gave one away. It's still a good DIY. I just don't think I would make it again. And to be quite honest, all of those Pottery Barn ones, I think I was just trying to prove a point. Pottery Barn sells expensive shit and you could make it for way cheaper. And we did. But I don't think all of those DIYs were the greatest, and I know that I don't have them all still. So that said, I'm not gonna put it in Horrible Haunt because they were not bad. I'm gonna put it in Ghastly Ghoul. They were okay. Would I tell you guys to remake them at this point? Probably not. And our next video from 3 years ago was titled The Dark Truth Behind Halloween Cake Pop Decorating. I remember thinking, I'm gonna make these cake pops. It's gonna go so well. It's gonna be so easy. And then I had to change the title at the last minute because those cake pops did not turn out. That doesn't really look like a blood splatter, Sheri. I think you're getting real carried away. Maybe this is one I just eat and then I don't give to anybody. We're practicing. Probably should have practiced on something other than our actual pop. This one looks like a massacre happened. Maybe we don't show this one. This is our practice one. Stop there. That one looks horrible. This one looks really bad. Now, I didn't have the correct cake pop mold because I couldn't find it. So I ended up making my own molds out of like really small, like disposable loaf pan things. And the decorating, I took a cake decorating class a long time ago from Michael's, and I thought this was gonna be easy, but they were the worst.
Theirs is way better than mine.
Maybe I'm not as artistic as I thought I was. What other design they have? Skeleton hands. Hell no! We're going spiders all the way. I hated every minute of it. They turned out horribly. I don't even think they taste that good. So unless you guys are like really great cake pop makers, I would not make a cake pop again. And guess what? I haven't made a cake pop since. That was horrible. Therefore, that DIY goes in horrible haunt. It was the worst. Never doing it again. And I don't even really think I like cake pops that much. So all in all, horrible DIY. Horrible. Our next DIY from 3 years ago was titled Last Minute and Budget Friendly Halloween Decor DIYs. In this video, I made 2 DIYs. One was the witch's brooms, and I gotta tell you, those witch's brooms were perfection. And still are. I mean, imagine your cluster, this in between, broom, done. That is so cute. I still put them up every Halloween. I made 3 of them, and I actually, well, I used to put them right here when I had the shutter right here, but since I don't, they'll go in the corner now. And the second DIY I made was where I took some Dollar Tree pumpkins, I spray painted them black, and then like encrusted them in glitter. I mean, could you just use this? Would it be sparkly enough? The one from the At Home definitely looks like there's glitter sprinkled on top. So I'm using this, and then I'm sprinkling glitter on. I'm going like overkill on the glitter. And guess what? There's still a part of my Halloween centerpiece on this very dining room table today. Oh, she's cute. Oh yeah, I love it. Both of those those were amazing, quick, budget friendly, big impact for little amount of time. Those DIYs, I'm telling you, they are super spooktacular. That brings us to our next Halloween DIY from 3 years ago, setting a spooky table Halloween DIY. I made really super cute little pumpkin place card holders. I got the pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. We spray painted them like a silvery metallic color and made little place cards. I also made some bat napkin rings and some really cool glasses that I got inspired by from West Elm. I used my Cricut and some iridescent-y Cricut paper. You are going to die. All of those DIYs, well, 2 out of the 3 DIYs I really like. I still have them. I still use the napkin rings to this day, but something about them, I still feel like they're not dry. I think it was the glitter spray paint that I used. They just still feel tacky to me, even after 3 years of using them. I don't know why, like, the paint never fully dried. Let me go, I'll show you what I mean. Let me go get them, hold on. They're in here. Let me get them. These are really cute, but they're not dry. Like, honestly, the bats themselves feel dry, but the wire, like, it is still, look. It's like still tacky, and I even have glitter on my fingers still. I don't know if the paint reacted weird with the wire, but come on, look at how cute those are. I still set my table with them, but doesn't make me very happy. Something's off, something's not right with these, and I can't figure out what it is. If I had to do this over again, I would. I just would probably rethink spray painting the wire. That's all. But other than that, those other two, those glasses, amazing. The little pumpkin place card holders, amazing. But because of these bats, I'm gonna say we're gonna have to do the setting the spooky table in the wickedly witchy category. Setting the spooky scene. 3 Halloween DIYs that will save you hundreds. In this video, we made the spider cloches, the skeleton bookends, and the really cool black like taper candle holders. It looks so good. Can't nobody tell me different. Every single one of those DIYs I still decorate with to this day. The spider cloches are one of my favorites. Those skeleton bookends, I got the skeletons I think from like the Joann's or something. They were pretty cheap. I got them on sale and then spray painted them to match the inspiration. Candlesticks in the varied sizes. I glued together Dollar Tree candlesticks and spray painted them black. They're still amazing to this day and nothing is broken. I wrap everything very carefully when I pack it away. You know, you would think like gluing glass together on top of glass and spray painting it, something would go wrong, but it has not. All 3 of those DIYs I completely recommend. If you haven't made one of them, you should make all 3 of them. I'm just saying, because why? Those 3 DIYs were super spooktacular. This next video from 2 years ago, recreating the Z Gallery red and black Halloween rose garland DIY, probably my favorite. Look at it. Oh my God, Magnum. It is spectacular. I loved everything about it. It turned out exactly as I expected it would. That garland turned out amazing and we made it from a lot of Dollar Tree floral picks. I know I got some of the garland from like the Michaels, the Joann's, what have you. It was super inexpensive to do and it looks amazing still to this day. Like I said, I don't have a mantle in this house, but I do put it on my like TV console, and then on either end is where I put those skeleton urn things that I made. I'm telling you, that garland, it's beautiful. I love it. It goes up every single year. I love it. Probably the best Halloween DIY. Maybe not the best, but it's up there with the best, and therefore that red and black garland is going in. Super spooktacular. You guys should make it. It was really, really easy. I'm just saying, make it. Get ready with me, Halloween costume DIY. I think this was the last Halloween costume I made. One of the last Halloween costumes I made. It was super, super cute. It was kind of a lot of work. The wig was so heavy. I recreated, I don't know if it was like a Monster High doll or one of those like, you know, Barbie dolls, but not a Barbie doll. She was a cheerleader. It was darling. I had every detail of her down pat.
It's Floppy Rowan! Go team!
Wore it to the pole studio. The whole theme was like living dolls or something like that. That Halloween costume, mwah, chef's kiss. One of my best ones. And because you guys know, I've already said I'm a huge fan of making your Halloween costumes. This one, it goes up there, super spooktacular. And that brings us to the year of the dollhouse. And I'm really excited because we're doing a dollhouse. We're doing a dollhouse for Halloween. Now, this was like a huge series that Davis and I did together. Multiple videos were created. I think we can lump all of those videos into one because we all know, I don't need to tell you, this spooky dollhouse, this is probably the best DIY I ever made. I was going really overboard. Like, I literally just had to tell myself, stop, you're putting way too much. If you guys haven't made yourself a spooky dollhouse, you really should. Not only was it super fun to get to work with Davis on this, but the end result was amazing. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, it is amazing. And don't worry, there's so many details. We'll bring you in for a closer look. You're a trick-or-treater walking up to the front door. Oh, wait, there's a skeleton. He's so scary. Oh, but don't worry, the pathway is lit up by our lights. Over here, tombstones with ghosts. Oh, no. Now, let's take a look at the inside. Starting in the dining room, look at that chandelier, the crown molding, the curtains, the spooky bookcase, wall art on the back wall. We've got silhouettes behind the couch, and on the credenza are crystal ball and tarot cards. And then in our bay window, we've got the padded seat with our crow hanging in our bird cage. I know I just made it, but it goes out every year, and it will continue to go out every year. When I was at the Michaels recently looking for Halloween supplies, I actually bought some more little miniatures to add to the dollhouse because I love it that much. It's the centerpiece of my spooky town. I'm telling you, you guys should make it. So I think I've got like 2 thumbnails here for the dollhouse, and both of them are going into the super spooktacular category. If you guys want to do a dollhouse, it takes a while, I'm not gonna lie, you should start now, but it is the greatest, and you will have the best time working on it, I promise you. It's just so much fun. I love it, and I loved having Davis over here every weekend. So just because we're done with the house doesn't mean you don't have to come over every single weekend. So yeah, dollhouse, done. Best Halloween DIY ever. Okay, next up, we have quick and easy spooky Halloween signpost DIY. That was a great DIY. I love it. With the uplights in the dark when the kids are trick-or-treating. Are you kidding me right now? Goes out in my front yard every year. It points the way to all the spooky roads in the neighborhood. I used old scrap wood, a post that was like holding up one of the trees in the backyard. I just cut out different like sign shapes. I used my Cricut to make up the street names. Mausoleum, Woodsboro, Elm Street, Pumpkin Patch, Camp Crystal Lake, and Dead End Road. Oh wait, and Pet Cemetery. Cricketed those right on there, painted it, did a little orange trim. I actually, since it was like a stake that I used that holds up a tree, I literally just stake it into the ground every year. It leads the trick-or-treaters to my spooky front door. It cost nothing. That was the greatest part of the whole thing, and it is a big impact in my front yard. I love it so much, and therefore it is another one that is going into super spooktacular, because you guys can make this one. It's so easy, so easy. Scrap fence boards, a post, some paint. Even if you didn't have a Cricut, you could hand paint on your street names. It is amazing. If you haven't made it and you end up making it this year, you're gonna love it, and so is everybody in your neighborhood. Because why? It is super spooktacular. We are almost to the end of our Halloween DIYs. This next one was from 1 year ago, rustic Halloween fence DIY, and we tested some Lumering outdoor lights. But the star of the show was the rustic fence. All you need, again, this is another one that's like so free. You just need branches, just branches. I usually like to use my thicker branches for the right and left sides of my fence. I did about like this thick of tree branches and tied them together with twine or yarn or whatever in little sections that I could stake into the ground and make this really spooky looking fence. It was amazing. I have 5 of our fences here, and then I have another 4 over there. If you guys did that plus the little spooky sign, again, 2 very free Halloween DIYs that take you no time at all, they're pretty awesome. The downside to the spooky fence, the storage. Because they're so spooky and the tree branches are so cattywampusy, they don't store that great. I do have mine like twined together up in the rafters of my garage. That's the worst part about the spooky fence. And you could, I guess, you could take them apart every year and then just have like a bundle of sticks that you remake the fences every year, but ain't nobody got time for that. Other than that, they go out front every year. I line them, I put my lights behind them. You guys have seen it. I've showed it to you. You know I still use them. And therefore, it would be super spooktacular, but I'm gonna be real honest with you. The storing of them, it's not awesome. So therefore, it's gonna go into the wickedly witchy category. Because it's an amazing fence, I'm not gonna lie. And everybody that comes up to my door thinks it's amazing as well. It's just, it's not very storage friendly. And in this day and age, I'm trying to make sure all of my DIYs like break down and store easily. This fence kind of misses the mark on that. But again, still pretty cool looking once you have it all put together. So, wickedly witchy it is. Okay, this next video, technically not really a DIY, but it does prove to that person that wrote that comment that says most people make Halloween DIYs just for the video and then they get rid of them because they totally suck. Well, this video proves to you that I don't do that because my DIYs are amazing. This was my decorating with me for Halloween video, and in this video, you can pretty much see every DIY that I made for inside the house is in this video because they're all amazing. Right on top, right here, is the garland that we made last Halloween. Oh, it's kind of one of my favorite things we've ever made. Oh, cloches, leaves. I don't know where those go right now. Oh, I think on my table. So a lot of this looks like dining room table decor stuff. And I'm not gonna waste my time making DIYs for you guys. My whole goal is I wanna make DIYs that I think you guys will wanna make. And if I'm making DIYs just for a video so that I can get rid of it right after, what's the point of that? I'm going to work on the family room zone and the sitting room zone right now. You should do the same. Therefore, I say decorating with me for Halloween does prove that I use damn near every single Halloween DIY I've ever made over the last 6 years. And therefore, this video is going up in the super spooktacular because why? All the DIYs I have made, minus 2 so far, have been amazing. Okay, I just said that like whole rant about how amazing all my Halloween DIYs are, and then this video popped up. This is from a year ago, and this is Spooky Halloween Wall Art DIY. I didn't really care for these. These weren't my best work. I do still put them out. They go in my little section where I do my like poison jars and whatnot, but they weren't that great, you guys. I made 2, and one was like a skeleton, like it was like coming out of the canvas skeleton. And then another one was a spider. I mean, they were okay. Would I make them again? Probably not. Even though I still have them and I still put them out, I don't think it was my best work. All the supplies were super cheap. I got everything from the Dollar Tree, frames, even the fabric on the background, the spider, the skeleton head. They were very affordable to make. I just don't think they turned out as great as like the inspiration photos that I had. Again, I still decorate with them. I just don't think they're my best work. And if you're gonna hold me to my best work, these aren't it. They're not horrible. I haven't thrown them away. So therefore, they're gonna go with the middle of the road creepy cobweb section. If you made them, you could probably make them better than I did, and you will probably like them more than I do. I should probably like redo them and make them again. I don't know if it was like the fabric I put behind the spider. The skeleton head kind of turned out cool, but not, I don't know. They're just not as cool as I thought they were gonna be, and they actually do kind of look like a little DIY to me, which I pride myself on making things that don't look like, you know, a kindergarten DIY project, and these kind of made me think of a kindergarten DIY project. So creepy cobweb it is. They all can't be amazing, I guess. Speaking of the witch's potion station that I set up in my house for Halloween, that brings us to another great DIY, the magical stirring witch's potions. These I made with Davis, and you know I love doing DIYs with Davis, but even if he was absent during these DIYs, I would still think that this one was super great. I didn't think of the idea myself. We were inspired by another YouTube creator, and she made this magic stirring witch's potion, and it was with like this I feel like they use it in like science stir thing. You plug it in and it like has a little pill or something that stirs magnetically. Ooh, does it work?
I didn't turn it on. Oh, we don't
I might
need to
even
cut a
have to-
hole.
We use like mica powder and food coloring, and I printed all of these wonderful labels. And while I only have one of them that magically stirs, we did make a bunch of different ones that you can like shake and you can still see the mica powder, and they still have darling labels on them. It's a really cute DIY. What is this? David?
Is the elixir of eternal dreams.
Ooh, I love it! Look at it. That is really cool, Davis. And if you like to have like a witch's brew sort of a station in your Halloween decor, I highly suggest you make the magic stirring potion. Oh, and then we did the book. Oh, good DIY. And therefore, because I think you guys should all make it, it's going in super spooktacular. From 11 months ago, we have bone-chilling outdoor Halloween DIYs. Well, a girl can admit when she doesn't make the best DIYs, and these bone-chilling DIYs were not the best. One of them was okay. The second one, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and it was the clay. So we made the skeleton hands that held the candles, which was okay. It was a little more time consuming than I wanted it to be because we used those like skeleton hand tongs from the Dollar Tree, and I kind of had to melt them with the heat gun to like form them so that I could put the candle inside. It worked. It worked, and so the candle isn't sitting right, but I'm wondering if we could like do like sticky tack or hot glue or something right there to get it to stand straight. I did decorate with them last year, and I will probably still decorate with them again this year because they're not that horrible, and they kind of do give a really spooky vibe to my graveyard that's out front. But the one that did not turn out that great was that skeleton head wind chime thing. I'm just gonna cut some twine and tie some bones together, maybe pull up that picture for more inspiration and just start tying them on, which was a cool idea. And the inspiration, I don't know, is probably like from the Pottery Barn or something. It was cool. It's just the bones that I made out of that air dry clay, again, kind of like those cups that I made, they're super fragile. They were breaking left and right, and it just, no. I don't think it's going back up this year because, to be quite honest with you, I think all the little bones that I made are just broken, and now it's just like a skeleton head with like a stick coming out of it. I think that one's gonna have to go. Not horrible. Nothing's really technically been thrown away. It's just, I don't think I'd make it again. We're gonna put that one in the ghastly ghouls section. Not completely horrible because they have not made their way to the trash yet. And I am gonna decorate with the skeleton hands holding the candles this year because I do like them in my graveyard. I just think they were kind of a pain in the ass. They were like not worth all the trouble that they were to make. And then that wind chime. If I packed it away last year, it might find its way to the trash this year. That's all I'm saying. That air dry clay. We gotta find a solution for air dry clay that isn't as fragile. It's too fragile. It's too fragile for Halloween decor that you're gonna pack up every year and unpack every year. It's just too fragile. I don't like it, and therefore, I can't recommend it to you guys. I just can't. Sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys, we only have 3 Halloween DIY videos left. Cheap and easy Halloween tablescape DIYs. I made 3 things in this video and I really love one of the things. So we made like a skeleton head with like black foliage coming out. I got the idea from the Michaels. They turned out okay. They just weren't that great to me. Again, my goal in DIYs is to make it like it is the high-end item that we got inspired from. And I don't know about these ones. The other thing that I don't think was that great, but I will decorate my table with them because they are kind of cute. I made them out of the Dollar Tree like foam, styrofoam, medium-sized pumpkins. We punched a hole in them and then we stacked them to make like a taper candle holder. Those were okay. And maybe it's because they're a little bit more cutesy than my styling for Halloween is. Again, maybe just not my decor style. I kind of like things to be more dark and creepy. Cute, just not necessarily my vibe. But the third DIY in this video, I love, and it's become my new like centerpiece to this tablescape. I got a giant twig from outside and spray painted it black and made sure it would like had some shape to it, put it in a pot, and then glued crows all over it, and that one's good. Ooh, spooky holiday buffet. I really like that one. But there are 2 other DIYs in that video that I'm not like a super huge fan of. And so that said, I think that DIY video's gotta go into the creepy cobweb category. I can't in good faith rank this DIY video that high when I'm not a super huge fan of 2 of the DIYs I made in that video. Even though they were okay, they're just not my best work. And I can admit that. But that brings us to the Halloween poncho that I made, which I love. I recently wore it when we were reviewing the Home Talk Halloween DIYs that they made. And I know a couple of you commented on how cute that poncho was. And let me just tell you, for not making Halloween costumes anymore, I love that I made that poncho because it comes in clutch. I know that number 1, it's gonna be just what I want. Number 2, it's going to be made by me, so I know it's not gonna fall apart. And number 3, I can wear it year after year after year. Spending $50 this year to save me having to make Halloween costumes year after year, well worth it in my opinion. You can wear whatever you want under it, and then you pop it on and it gives you the spooky vibes. It's kind of like you're dressing up, but you're really not dressing up because you're just wearing your normal clothes underneath. And then you put on this poncho, which was so easy to make. It's just a giant rectangle of fabric that I sliced a neck hole in, trimmed out in fringe. It's all in the fabric that you select for that poncho. And I picked like this sheery, like creepy vine, black fabric from the Joann's that's now out of business. But the Michaels is carrying fabric now, so that's good. So if you guys need something to wear or dress up as this Halloween, I highly suggest you go back and you watch that poncho video because you don't even need a sewing machine for it. I'm telling you, it is the greatest Halloween costume ever on the planet. And I would make a million more if I needed to, but I don't because I have that one that I'm just gonna rewear every single year. So that said, that poncho is going into the super spooktacular category. It deserves it for certain. And our last video was one we actually just did with Davis. It is our anthropology inspired spooky houses. And I haven't decorated for Halloween yet, but the houses are right there because why pack them up when they're just gonna come back out? I don't even need to tell you guys. Those houses turned out so cute. Again, another DIY I got to do with Davis, and you know I love doing DIYs with my Davis. They were cheap. We used a ton of the supplies that I had left over from the dollhouse. The only thing I purchased were the actual little black houses that I got for $5 and $7 from the Target and the Dollar Tree. They turned out great.
I think we did a great job.
I think so too.
And seriously, $7 and $5 and spare paint and twig.
Bee supplies.
And we turned them into a masterpiece.
Yep.
I mean, need I remind you what the anthropology ones look like? $42
And made of paper.
and made of paper.
And they are gonna go with my giant dollhouse in my Spooky Town edition. So I say those super spooktacular, and you guys should definitely make those this year. They were quick, they were easy. Davis and I had super fun making them, and those houses are gonna be around for many Halloweens to come because they're that great. Well, there you have it, and there it is. 6 years of Halloween DIYs completely ranked. And it was 23 Halloween DIYs, and we only have 4 Halloween DIY videos that we should probably just, never really talk about again. But all the rest, super amazing. And I say, out of 23 Halloween DIYs over the last 6 years, 4 that we should never talk about again, it's pretty good. And a majority of them are super spectacular, and I think that you guys should make all of them. All of them, I say. If you guys have made any of the Halloween DIYs that I've made over the last 6 years and you like the way they turned out, let me know which ones in the comments below. If you guys haven't made any of the Halloween DIYs that I've made over the last 6 years, but you're kind of considering it now that we've ranked them, let me know which ones you want to make for this Halloween in the comments below. With all that said, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hype this video, share it with your family and friends, and as always, thanks for hanging out.